On? Yes, we're on. Yeah, we're on. Alright. We are on live. Wirecast. YouTube. This is all over the road. I'm CyndiLou. We are no mission today. No. This is better. We got a whole lot of things. We can scroll down and look at my fat gut here. We're trying to lose it. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I mean, we all like this. I mean, it's better than the live stream one where we just got the little snippet. I'm crushing my head. I'm crushing my head. Anyway, we're back, and it's another live show. We are truly streaming live, and hopefully this will go through. I ran a little test of this, and we're getting this figured out. So this is all over the road with CyndiLou. I'm CyndiLou, your hostess with the mostest, and a little something extra, and we do talk about that from time to time. It's going to be a special show today, I think. And I'm not going to go really all over the road. I mean, I think if you've watched my previous episodes, the show is called All Over the Road because we're all over the place, and it is being recorded live from the road, all over the road. Today we are driving through Bolingbrook, Illinois. Answer your question of who let the dogs out. I did. I let the dogs out, and that's kind of one of my missions for today. I was asked by my sister to let her dogs out, and so we did that. And now I got to double back and go home, get changed, so we can go out and have a good time. And we'll probably wind up at our usual watering hole. We'll give them a free plug. Abstract American Bar and Grill, Crest Hill, Illinois. If you want to see me live in person tonight, that's where I'll be. I don't know how exciting it really is. Probably just going to be me sitting there drinking rum and Diet Cokes from the bar, or at the bar, sitting at the bar, my usual spot, kind of like a fixture over there, I guess. They really need you all to come on out. If you get this. You're listening to this and you're looking for something to do tonight, Saturday night, May 7th, 2016, head on down to Abstract. It's on West Renwick Road, just east of Weber in Crest Hill, Illinois. So the owners are wonderful people. I know them personally. I mean, I don't think that really gets you much around there. I mean, I know everybody there. It's a good place. They really make an effort to greet everybody and make everybody feel welcome and make it, it's kind of a family place, but it is a bar. I mean, I guess there's two aspects to it. And, I could just probably go on, and we could probably do a whole show about the home bar, but we won't. We won't. So like I said, it's kind of interesting. I said rum and Diet Cokes here. That's going to tie in today's show. Today's show is kind of a special show. May 7th is my wife's birthday. My wife has been gone for 8 years. And, I miss her. And I'm going to try not to break it down here. But and now today is also the day before Mother's Day. And if you know about certain things, and you've ever heard this thing, and I think it's a little bit controversial and stuff, the day before Mother's Day is Birth Mother's Day. And, so we're and I don't know if the birth mothers or the first mothers, or if you know what a birth mother or first mother is. It's a woman who's had to relinquish her children, and so she's I have one. Yes, I have one too. Actually, my wife was one too. She had a baby when she was 15. I guess it happens to the best of us. You make your decisions, or and then hard at the moment you decide maybe I'm gonna just have some fun, and we watch all learn and stuff like that. But she was a birth mother too. She had a baby when she was 15, and that's a little bit too young, I believe. Of course, this was back in 1975 or something like that. So she had to give up her child, and And I knew about this before we actually got married. It was one of those things that she confided in. She didn't talk about this with anybody. Most women don't. I mean, it's very difficult to. And I think really right around her birthday, back in 1998, we had decided that yeah, this was leading towards marriage, and we were going to do this pretty quickly. I was a lot younger. I was a little bit different back then. Yeah, just a little bit. And my name wasn't Cindy, and if we've gone over that before, we're not going to get into what my name was, but it wasn't CyndiLou. So that came a little bit later. But we had really basically decided that we were going to get married and give ourselves a go. We thought we were going to have children. That was kind of the idea. Interesting story with my, with my wife, with Christy. We had she was 15 years older than myself. She was actually a then good friend of mine's aunt, and I used to see her periodically over the years. I'd really known her all my life. I can really almost pinpoint it to the day I believe I met her. I think December 26th, 27th, I think, in 1982. Really, it was about December 27th in 1997. So 15 years after I probably first met her. I first met her when I was 7, and we'd had a good periodically throughout the years when I'd go visit my friend, my then friend Chris, who I do not talk to anymore, and probably never will. He blames me for a lot of things. He was very supportive when everything went down. However, my life changed a little bit, or I dealt with some issues, and he decided he did not want to come along for the journey. And I was like, well, I'm not really asking you to go on any journey with me. I'm just trying to keep the lines of communication open and go golfing. But back to Christy, and so I met her when I was 7, and it seen her, throughout the years, usually once or twice, and as I started growing up and growing older, I took up smoking, which we do like, and I'm probably let's do that. I'm in dire need of a cigarette again, so I love smoking. So I used to go out and smoke at the garage and talk, and it's just kind of interesting because I was a teenager, and just we'd have our little conversations. It was very friendly, and but I was 27th. I do have this written out somewhere, but I don't remember. Not off the top of my head. We were just kind of having one of those little things, and having some drinks, having some rum and Diet Cokes, in her parents' basement. It always goes back to the parents' basement, doesn't it? She lived across the street, but was always there taking care of her parents. And my friend Chris, he had really kind of blew one out the night before, and really wasn't in much of a drinking mood, and wasn't really much fun at all that night. So I really wound up talking to his sister and Christy a lot more often, and we had nice conversation. But Chris decided, so groceries are floating around in the back here. It was an interesting time, and Chris decided basically he was going to pass out. He was not going to really be part of the party, and I really wasn't ready to give up, and I was like, well, I'm ready for another drink. So we went upstairs to the to the bar, and mixed ourselves up some drinks, and was up there kind of alone with Christy, and she was kind of basically she was inquiring because I was talking. I was really kind of gotten engaged to somebody else, and she said, "Are you really ready for that? I mean, is that what you really want to do? You're still very, very young, and I mean, very serious questions." And I was like, "Well, I just feel like I'm kind of trapped, maybe, or something like that. It feels like it's an inevitability, And I mean, I think really, the other girl I was engaged to, I don't really think I was really in love with her at the time. I just, it was just one of those things. We'd been dating for 4 years or something like that." And I said, "All right, maybe we got to do this. Maybe just, maybe this is all it's going to ever be. Let's do it. Let's do that." But so Christy's kind of giving me the third degree on this one, and starts to show a little interest. And she asked me for a kiss, which I thought was really, really kind of interesting. I was a little taken aback. I was like, "Really? I didn't really understand that." So I gave her a little peck, cheek. She said, whoa. So everything's sliding. So, but she said, that's not what I'm talking about. And she's like, I want a real kiss." So there we were on the stairwell, right in the, and well, our lips locked, and I think the rest was history. Chris had passed out, and she says, "Well, I'm going to go home, and instead of you crashing here on the couch in the basement here or whatever, would you like to come over to my place?" So I did, and I don't think, I think from the minute we opened the door to her condo, that's when the clothes started flying, and it was pretty much all over from there. It was just a wild whirlwind thing, and so it really didn't take a whole lot longer. I was a little bit kind of, I had to take the analysis. So I'm like, well, she is older than I am. She was 15 years older than I am. But I'm 22. She's 37. I'm like, I can make this work. It's really more about her. So it's more about our happiness, and she made me happy. So, and I think that's really what you're supposed to do. So, going back, I've been about five months into the whole courtship. We're celebrating kind of our first birthdays together. Her birthday and my birthday about a month apart, and really became birthday season or birthday month. I mean, it kicked off at her birthday, which is today, and then ultimately, went all the way through to my birthday, was in June. So, but by then we had really kind of solidified that the relationship was a viable thing. We did love each other very much. Decided that we wanted to, make a run for it or a run at it. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, I mean, just make a go at it and see if we can have children. 1998, counting, and reach out to some complete stranger and say, I knew your mother, because I'm adopted, so but then again, maybe what's the point of that? I don't know if he really wants to. That's just one of those tough calls. So we've thought about that, and I just thought that might be an interesting thing about writing a book about adoption reunions and birth mothers and life of adoptee, and which I know very well. So when I heard this news, I was kind of like, that's not really part of my dream, but she meant that much more. So we decided we would get married. We had a very fast marriage. I mean, the dating part and the relationship part, really only went on for about 8 months, and about 8 months since about 8 months after we had first gotten together. We were at the Presbyterian church, standing on the altar, saying the vows, and people have asked me this over the years, and they said, well, what's it like to say vows? I said, well, I never, at the time, it just felt like it was one of those things to do. It felt like it was one of those, it just felt natural. It just felt normal. I didn't really, this is what you do. You get married. I mean, the true test of it is time. And, I was out with someone about 6 months ago. Well, right around Christmas time, I guess. Yeah, something like that. It was right around Christmas time. I was out on a date with someone that I had known back in high school, and she had since moved on, and somehow or another we kind of matched up on Tinder of all places. And of course I'm a little bit different than what she knew, and because really it's been a long time, and I am getting back to the whole dating thing, which is a joy, and I think we'll probably wind up talking about that at some point in time. The adventures, CyndiLou's adventures in dating, trying to find another one, trying to find another relationship. The quest for love is it's a hard thing. I mean, but you gotta go slow. You gotta be very careful, because I have very rigid criterion that I look for. That wasn't going to ask. I mean, but the date with the girl that I was out with, I knew that wasn't going to last, because she had to go back to Washington State, or where she lived, and I'm in Chicago, and I don't need you there. I need someone here, and but she did ask me about the whole marriage thing. I'm like, what was it like to say vows? I told her, I said it's not. Really didn't think too much about it when I did it, but after the time and everything that's happened since, I mean, I've never taken anything as serious as my wedding vows in my whole entire life. So it is Christy's birthday, and this is a very special show. Probably gonna try. I'm trying not to tear up too much. It's just been a very reflective day for me. So, but then also going back to the whole birth mother thing, because I told you that story to tell you this story, and you'll find out that happens a lot. I kind of started on one story, but then it all melts into another thing, because everything seems to kind of melt together. But, so, I'm adopted, and I have my own issues from that, and it's a lot of, how long have I been going out for? I don't know, so, check that out. I can read it. 20 minutes, okay. All right, we're going to try and keep this a 30-minute show, so I better wrap it up. I better keep on talking, right? So, and being adopted. Let's go back to being adopted, because being adopted is a very... it's a very different experience. There's not many of us. We're very kind of this silent minority. It's one of those things that you can't understand what it's like to feel adopted unless you are. So, and it's never ending. I mean, it's not just a one-point thing. It wasn't just 2 days after I was born. Well, now you're adopted by someone else. It's a lifelong thing. I mean, really, we don't say that I was adopted. I really say I am adopted, because it is a lifelong. It was about 4 years ago that the laws in Illinois changed, and I was able to secure my original birth certificate. Finally, which gave me the name of the woman who gave me life, and didn't really take long. I mean, it took about 5 minutes, searching on the computer, and and then ultimately, once I kind of located her, I kind of did some sleuth work, and ran a background check on her, to make sure she was really the right person, because you don't know. And she's got kind of a name that's probably a little bit more common. It's or it might not be the most common last name, but it is a kind of a. It's really much of a word. I mean, the last name of my birth parents is Will. It's Will, and it's really a word. So, but I like to say I got willpower, and things like that. Even though I'm really not part of the Will family. Um, but so about 4 years ago, I had found her. Tried to set something up, and get that meeting, because there's certain questions in life that you just really want to you want to get answered. I mean, you live in this world for a certain amount of time. I had some questions I really wanted them answered, and so I wrote to her, and she wrote me back. My birth mother wrote me back, and of course I had signed it with my old name because I got my name changed, and of course that's one of those things. It's like, you explain this. It's like, even though I was pretty much living as Cindy at that point in time, I just hadn't really finalized it as far as the whole, the legal concerns go and whatnot. I didn't have my name changed on the driver's license and stuff like that. But we had. So anyway, I wrote her with my old name, and she wrote back, and she's like, well, I've never forgotten about you, and you're a special place in my heart, and things like that. And it was a very touching letter. Of course, it said, dear somebody else, dear me, but we had. She said, I want to know more about you. So, obviously I wrote back to her. So then that was after the first initial thing where I just said, this is who I am. But the second letter, I kind of got into my story and. Are we live?